Let's get it.
Hello there, welcome to Babylon Has Fallen. I'm your host, Mason Sandoval, and today I'm going to be talking about The Suicide Squad. Not that piece of shit that came out in 2016. That movie is actually my least favorite movie of all time. In 2015, Comic-Con happened, and we got one of the best movie trailers of all time.
Hope you got insurance.
I was absolutely hyped, and this was the movie we got.
The fire in my loins, the itch in my crotch, the infamous Harley Quinn.
Now listen, this film was always meant to be DC's answer to Guardians of the Galaxy, so when you fuck it up that bad the first time around, it stands to reason. You know what? If Marvel's going to give James Gunn the boot, well, why don't we swoop him up and have him do exactly what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy? And holy shit. I could marry James Gunn right now. And I like James Gunn. I've always thought that he's taken himself a little bit too seriously for somebody who makes movies about a talking raccoon. However, though, this film is truly fucking phenomenal. It is an improvement on the original in every single aspect. The cinematography is significantly better. The editing is significantly better. The cast and just the overall acting is fucking phenomenal.
You're flexing in my door!
Everyone stand down.
Miss Waller, I don't...
Stand down!
I wouldn't take such extreme measures if this mission went more important than you could possibly imagine. Are you in or out?
Well, you have Viola Davis returning as Amanda Waller. She's the one in charge of this team. It's basically like a task force. It's called Task Force X, but it's unofficially titled The Suicide Squad. And it is just a bunch of like C and D list villains throughout the DC universe that she has just kind of curated throughout different prisons and just recruited on these basically suicide missions of like these world-ending threats. And this world-ending threat this time around happens to be a giant extraterrestrial starfish named Starro the Conqueror. And that sounds stupid, and I will admit it is fucking ridiculous, but if anybody could make it work, somehow it was James Gunn. Somehow he did it. I love Starro. I loved him in this movie. I kind of wish he had a little bit more dialogue, but he serves as like a kaiju, you know, it fits.
Oh my god, we've got a freaking kaiju up in this shit!
And his kind of gimmick is he is kind of like this giant, like telepathic entity that is able to like replicate little mini versions of himself and release them as spores. And these spores are like the size of actual starfish, but they glom onto people's faces and it basically makes them sort of like symbiotic to him. They're like zombies basically that are like kind of extensions of himself. What's cool about him is that it's like half zombie apocalypse, half alien invasion whenever he's down. It's definitely a Justice League level threat, but they're off frolicking with Zack Snyder, so we're settling for the Suicide Squad. The squad themselves, amazing, amazing. Idris Elba plays Bloodsport. He's basically, he's like this master assassin that's able to make a weapon out of literally everything. You have John Cena as Peacemaker. He's a douchey Captain America.
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
You have the Ratcatcher 2. Her superpower is she can control rats, like mass swarms of them. It's kind of cute. Somebody called this bitch Ratatouille. It was hilarious.
Ratatouille, what do you got?
Yeah, Polka Dot Man. I know. Bear with me, folks. Yeah, Polka Dot Man, who can expel like beams of energy that are like these polka dots. Essentially, he has to expel them. He has like a condition. It sounds stupid. It's actually pretty fucking sad.
We're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You have King Shark, who is voiced by Sylvester Stallone, and I'm pretty sure they just followed him around the house with a microphone because he's slurring his way through one-word sentences.
And
Yes, that is your hand. Very good.
And it's sly. It's just Sylvester Stallone being Sylvester Stallone.
new dumb friends.
Having said that, though, King Shark is literally the cutest thing on the planet. Like, fuck your baby Yodas, take your baby Groot, shove it up your ass. King Shark all the way, folks. I want to see a King Shark versus Killer Croc fight this instant, god damn it, Warner Bros. And then of course you have Harley Quinn. Now the interesting thing about Harley Quinn is she's kind of off doing her own thing for most of the movie. Eventually, by like the beginning of the third act, the A storyline featuring most of the Suicide Squad eventually intersects with the B storyline, which is essentially Harley Quinn. It's a mini Harley Quinn movie. And, you know, I have not always been a big fan of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. I thought it was really, really hammy. I thought that she couldn't really just get what made that character more than just like a blonde with a funny accent. What makes Harley Quinn amazing is that she's a Stockholm victim. She is an allegory for victims of abuse, like people in abusive relationships, but somehow it's just like the most fun and peppy and just overall like optimistic person, even though she has literally no reason to be. She is just an overall amazing character. And Margot Robbie, it took her 3 movies, but she's finally found that character, and I love that she's finally in the red and black. She just feels like Harley Quinn. The best way that I can describe her Harley Quinn, it's like 3/4 Fran Drescher, and then that last bit is just that crazy bitch from the beginning of Pulp Fiction.
Any of you fucking pricks move! And I'll execute every motherfucking last one of you!
The action is fucking amazing. It is hilarious just how balls to the wall it goes. It doesn't even start at 0, folks, so I can say it goes to 0 to 100. It starts at 100 and escalates up to about 1,000. It is... Thank you very much, James Gunn. Did I almost call you Change Gunn? Good Christ. No, but you really, really did knock it out of the park with this one. I wish that DC would make you their Kevin Feige, because you know what to do with these characters. You know how silly they are, and you kind of embrace the silliness, and there's just a sort of like earnestness that comes with that, and the fact that you can have such ridiculous characters just completely going off and being the most charismatic villains in the DCEU by far. All of the villains in this movie, including like the antagonists that they face personally, all of them are amazing. They all have so much heart. They all have their own little character arc. They all have chemistry. That's what was missing in the first movie. You didn't have chemistry between Viola Davis and the team. You didn't have chemistry between the team themselves, or even between Joker and Harley. And thank Christ Jared Leto's not in this one. There is chemistry between the team. They play off of each other, kind of like how the Avengers do in combat in the MCU. There is just an actual sense of a team. I would even say that their teamwork is a little bit stronger than the DCEU's Justice League. They have more chemistry than the Justice League. All in all, this is the Suicide Squad I've wanted to see for 5 or 6 years now. Thank you so much for giving it to me. Watch it immediately. 10 out of 10, folks. See you next time. That was a cringe-inducing wink. I'm not editing that out because I need to call myself out. This is me holding myself accountable so I do better. But that was bad.